Alright, welcome back to another opinions video. The today's opinion is none other than Five Nights at Freddy's. Mainly, Five Nights at Freddy's is out of hand. I'm going to lay this on, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to get right to the point. Five Nights at Freddy's is so stupidly complicated to understand from a lore standpoint, and honestly, I wish it could go back. And that's it. But I kind of want to deep dive into it because it's just I needed to really talk about it. So first off, let's just get something out of the way. I didn't. I didn't play the games back in the day, but I watched all the games back in the day. So I know that first game came out in 2014, right? Came out in 2014, and we're now in 2025, and um, there has been a lot of you know developments that have happened since then, and I just want to point out the fact that it got to this point and ends all the way over into this point is what blows my mind every day. The fact that this indie game goes from this to this. Unbelievable. Anyway, besides that, um, let's talk about this game and why is it out of hand. From a lore standpoint, we know that the games follow a series of events like obviously the five missing kids incident, um, the five missing kids incident, and then we learn that we play as a character named Mike Schmidt. It's like this whole thing, yada yada, and I'm gonna stop where when I find out like when I don't know any much more about the lore because I'm getting fed up to the point to where I kind of stopped myself. So obviously there's five missing kids in the first game, and then in the second game the second game is kind of weird. It's kind of a precursor, so it's a prequel. So the second game is a prequel to the first game, and in the second game the four main animatronics, including the fifth Golden Freddy, were in the second game. So these were in the second game plus the first game. All right. Second game plus the first game, five of these kids, right? Boom, done. In the third game, we learn about the antagonist, which is of course the evil and funny, awesome Mr. Springtrap. And he's no good. He's a baddie. We learn that he did all the murders and yada yada whatever. That was in the third game, and I this is stupid to me. Like, again, it's not stupid, but this is when I'm still comprehending. This is fine. The fourth game, we play as a kid in a bedroom that supposedly, assuming that he got his head bit by a standard Golden Freddy head or by Fredbear. The fourth game, it's complicated, but just know that this happens and it's like a whole thing or whatever. So like you got two doors here, and like this is the closet kind of. All right. So first game, precursor to Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, Foxy. No, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Golden Freddy, Foxy. We learn about Springtrap, and then in the fourth game we learn about the kid. Sister location was pretty easy to understand. Circus Babies, Circus Babies, kind of like a sister location off from Freddy Fazbear's Chain. Um, that one was really, really cool, but really weird at the same time. I kind of don't have a lot of, opinions on this one besides that it was really cool. Um, but it's sister location. It's nothing that I can do about it. It is just a sister location. This is when I and then okay, we'll Pizza Sim out of the way. Pizza Sim. It's literally the closing to all of this. So Pizza Sim, all right. number 6 because this was number 5. So, Pizza Sim is the close. It is the end, okay? It is the end of this whole thing. Done. I get it. It's simple. This is when things I don't understand anymore. First things first. Security breach. So, security breach. Um, I don't get this one a lot. This one doesn't make any sense to me because it just doesn't. I feel like the game's too choppy and buggy in the first place to really understand this and its full capacity. But even Scott said himself that Steel Wool didn't, they've messed this up. So the story is a bit bugged as well. Like it doesn't make any sense. And then I know I'm gonna add Ruin to this as well because it's because. So here's Ruin. Ruin kind of summed it a little bit up, but not much and whatever. By the way, I'm leaving Help Wanted out of this because I get Help Wanted. Help Wanted's pretty easy to understand too. But the next thing is Secret of the Mimic. I've played Secret of the Mimic. Um, and it is interesting to say the least. I kind of lost all idea of the game's theories right in between Security Breach and Secret of the Mimic. And the reason why is because of the books. The books are an actual travesty. I can't ignore it any longer. The books are actually um they're actually a big problem and it is getting on my nerves really, really fast. Um, I think currently, uh, as it stands, the books I don't really read the books, so it's um it's kind of a mix between what I want. And I can tell you right now that never read the books, but I did read Silver Eyes. I read Silver Eyes and I read The Twisted Ones and I read The Fourth Closet and it was like this one was about Charlie and the first location. This was about mainly the twisted animatronics and hallucinations, and then this one was about Charlie and that she's like separate robots and the different boxes, whatever. And so here's one. Geez, what am I doing? Two and three, three, and it's just I don't know. It's a part of that it's a part of that process and whatever. Obviously, they came out with the Fazbear's Frights books. I don't know how many of those are. I'm guessing there's like 12 of those. So like there's 12 of those books, and then they came out with Tales of the Pizzaplex, which are more still coming out. I think there's like currently like 8 of those, and then they got like 4 to 3 interactive novels, and that book, it's all book. There have been more books than there have been actual like like game IPs, and it's just like who who wants that, man? I'm gonna be honest. Personally, at the end of the day, I don't understand the lore. I try to understand this lore, but it doesn't make any sense to me. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, what comes to mind? What happens? I'll tell you what happens. Here's what happens at the end of the day. At the end of the day, 5 dead kids. Okay, let's just get this straight. 5 dead kids are possessing 5 animatronics. Okay, fast forward. One little guy, two little guy, three little guy. William, Evan, Michael. Okay, I guess technically that's negative one. And so, and then what do you, and then you get, and then they add, and then they start adding, as in, now you got new characters with more subjects to it, which in this case is just Elizabeth, so +1. Which means at the end of the day, Five Nights at Freddy's has only one theory that is correct. And you wanna know who? Nice to be right. What? And you wanna know what? And the what is it called? Um, and who has all that lore? I'll tell you who has all that lore. I'll tell you. All that lore, going all the way back to the beginning. Who has all that lore? Not Scott. Scott's never gonna tell us. Scott's gonna just show us over time. I'll tell you who has it, bro. I'll tell you who has it. Ready? Look at this. Matt, Pat. Bro. What?